of these storms, you can see what I'm doing with the arrows here. That's winds feeding right into the storm as they move up to the north and east. And anytime we see those little notches there in that line, these are what can become very brief, sometimes damaging tornadoes, and they develop very, very quickly along the leading edge of these storms. And let's go ahead and...
I'm checking the latest weather service chat room real quick. I was just trying to confirm the damage was near Westville. Is that correct with the mobile home damage and tree damage?
Yeah, it was actually near Stillwell. Near Stillwell on the state line. So these thunderstorms have had a history of producing damage this morning. Take these storms seriously. Now, if you are in an area, let's say you're in Prairie Grove, you don't have a tornado warning right now, but you need to be watching the storm very closely. Would not be a bad idea to go ahead and get to your safe place this morning in Prairie Grove and off to the east of these thunderstorms, because things are primed right now all along this line to see at least some weak spin-up tornadoes along this line, and they happen very quickly. There's not a lot of warning with them. In fact, we're watching one. If we go back now to velocity, right now, this is what we're watching now, this little area of rotation now just to the west of Prairie Grove. There's no tornado warning on it, but again, we've got a very close eye on this, and if we see any changes to this that could possibly mean a tornado in Prairie Grove, we will certainly let you know, but it wouldn't be a bad idea right now in Prairie Grove if you need to get to a safe place. These storms, again, have had a history of producing damage, especially back toward Tahlequah. Now getting reports from Stillwell of some damage from a possible tornado this morning as it moved across Adair County. Let me back out real quick. Let me get everybody reset about what's going on, because we've got questions coming in about northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. This line of storms is oriented from northeast to southwest. So northwest Arkansas sees this line of storms first. It's going to be a few hours before it's into most of the River Valley, from Fort Smith, Alma, Van Buren, Ozark, Clarksville. Further south in Mena, it's going to be even a few more hours before we see those storms. Now, what can we expect further south in the River Valley? Storms south of Interstate 40, not severe at the moment. But now that the sun has come up, we're starting to get a little bit more instability building south of Interstate 40. We certainly have the wind shear to produce severe weather. We're going to be keeping a close eye on those storms, but of immediate concern right now for us, I know we're putting a lot of focus right now on Washington County. The reason being is we've had a thunderstorm that has had a history of producing damage from a possible tornado from south of Tahlequah all the way up to Stillwell. Now that rotation has really weakened. Most of it is weakened to the point where we don't think there's a tornado there with the thunderstorm right now. But all along this line, stretching from Siloam Springs to right now, right up on top of Lincoln, we could see the possibility of these very weak spin-up tornadoes all along the leading edge of that.
This thunderstorm warning now until 11:15 a.m. Benton, Carroll, Washington County.
And that's just plotted right there.
That still looks like that's going to spin up there near Lincoln.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get that indentation on it. They issued a severe thunderstorm warning on it. At a minimum, you're going to have damaging winds, but you can really see the rotation tightening up on this storm.
This is it right here. Let me go ahead and take these. What you're looking at here with the yellow boxes, that's the brand new severe thunderstorm warning that's come out, and that's going to include Fayetteville now. That's going to include Johnson in Springdale into Benton County. Let me zoom out real quick. I just want to get you set up with what's going on. What you see here, this big yellow box here, that's a new severe thunderstorm warning. That takes it all the way into western Carroll County. So basically, this is going to be the track of where the strongest portion of the storm is going to go. It's going to go through Fayetteville, Springdale, Johnson, toward Bentonville over the next hour. Let's take these off real quick because I want to show you what's going on right now in Washington County. This area that I'm highlighting right here, this is going to be the area of rotation. It's passing just north of Lincoln. It's going to pass just to the north of Prairie Grove and eventually track toward Fayetteville, Springdale, and Johnson. Right now, it bears watching. It would be a good idea to get to a safe place in Prairie Grove. Beyond there's a tornado warning, but there's definitely some rotation there with this thunderstorm that's indicated by the blue arrows there. That's where we're really starting to become concerned about the developing tornado possible with that thunderstorm. Of course, the reason we're concerned, the storm earlier near Tahlequah developed rotation very quickly. And apparently, from what we're hearing from the National Weather Service, emergency managers, and storm spotters, it's also produced damage across portions of northeast Oklahoma, from Tahlequah to Stillwell, from a rain-wrapped tornado that moved across Adair and Cherokee counties. Now we're starting to get indications of a new area of rotation. You see it highlighted there on Storm Analyzer. That's the new area that we're starting to watch now as it moves up toward northwest Arkansas, toward Fayetteville, Springdale, and Rogers. Now, what's got me interested here is this little indentation right there. Within this line, this thunderstorm starting to wrap up a little bit. And that's going to be the concern today.
Now, southeast winds, Joe, right there, backing into the storm. So just north of Lincoln, you can see it's almost a little bit of a hook starting to develop. That north one's gone, it looks like. But you're absolutely right. Right there is the rotation, and its winds are backing or pushing. They're pushing back into the storm and turning the storm out. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see anything, see a brief spin up here in the Lincoln area, or a tornado warning could be forthcoming in that area. Joe, anything else interesting on this? What's it look like on velocity here?
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look back at that. And again, this is what we refer to as an elongated area of rotation. To see a tornado like we saw in Tahlequah earlier, it's going to be really tight. They're going to be really close together. What this is telling me is that there is rotation there. It's very broad, but it could wrap up very quickly. And again, the reason that we're watching this very closely, for those of you in Washington County, is this has the possibility very quickly to become more than just rotation and become a possible tornado. There is no tornado warning on this storm right now, but again,